This video tutorial explains the process of building a graphic novel-style e-learning program in Storyline. Let's start by having a look at an example of a completed sequence. Each module starts with a title page. Navigation is just a continue option. For each screen, there are a series of panels. These are revealed one by one as the learner clicks through. In some cases, the continue option is not available until a sequence has been played. In this example, a conversation occurs between two of the characters. You can see as one character speaks, the other character is faded out. This type of interaction is provided as a flash file and placed in Storyline as a layer. At the end of a sequence, the continue option becomes available again. Some panels will have the option to reveal further theory-based information to supplement the text. This may be a graphic, a video, or an animation, for example. In some circumstances, it'll be an interactive in Flash or HTML5. When an icon is selected, a panel is revealed with the additional information. This is a hidden layer in Storyline. The learner needs to select the Close option to return to the story page. On occasions, there'll be an option for additional text. Once again, this is a panel overlay using a hidden layer in Storyline. If the text is longer than the panel dimensions, then you should use the scrolling text option available in Storyline to incorporate the text. At the end of each sequence, there's a research task and links to other resources. This may be content on YouTube or links to a specific website, for example. Any links should come up in a new browser window. The learner has the ability to revise back over content by rolling over the progression bar at the bottom of the screen. The rollover provides a thumbnail of previous screens and allows the learner to click and return to any screen they wish. After learners have completed their research task, they'll need to complete a short assessment. This may be multiple choice or a number of other interactive assessment methods. This should be contained to one page. On completion of the assessment, the students are provided with a score. There is also a trigger to continue with the next sequence in the story. That provides you with an overview of the layout required for this type of project. Now let's take a look at how to build a sequence in Storyline. The build process starts with the storyboard constructed in PowerPoint. The screen designs for the panels are provided here. This gives you the layout required for each sequence. The first task is to build the clean panels in Illustrator based on the layouts provided by the instructional designer in PowerPoint. How I do this is I do a screen grab of the PowerPoint screen, paste this into Illustrator, and use the screen grab as a guide to produce the panels for each screen. Each panel element needs to be taken into Storyline as part of the build process. How I do this is I copy each panel, create a new file, paste the panel into the file, and export this as a PNG. It's important that it's a PNG and not a JPEG, as transparency is required. You can use the module number, screen number, and panel number as a file naming convention. Here you can see how the panels for one module look after they've been created. You'll be provided with an example in Illustrator, and many of the panel designs already exist, so you won't need to create them from scratch. Once you've exported the panels out of Illustrator, you can start the build process in Storyline. In the Story view, you can start constructing the module using the template provided. The template example has existing content included. This will give you a guide for how to lay out the panels and content, in particular how layers are used. I usually leave this example sequence in place while I do the new build and copy and paste elements as required. Importantly, we have a separate screen for when each panel is revealed. If a panel has an icon that reveals a pop-up panel, then the panel and content sit in a hidden layer that's revealed when clicked. As discussed, the content for this may be a graphic, video, or interactive. This will be supplied for you after the first stage of the build to incorporate into the design. You'll need to construct assessment tasks. These tasks will have different formats. A separate brief will be provided for this. The hover states for the navigation at the bottom of the screen will be provided. All other navigation is using the continue option, so it's really simple to implement. The build for this type of project is pretty easy. You just need to reflect the layout in the storyboard and use the example template provided as a guide. In the past, it's taken me 3 to 4 days to do this preliminary build for a module around this size. This does not include incorporating content at this stage. The build is about laying out the panels and building functionality before incorporating media.